I don't know how many developers or vibe coders are out there, but I feel like the newest update, the Cursor 3 update, which is really simplified and put agentic coding first, it's kind of lost its magic from the previous version, and it's not like really that intuitive for me like the previous version was. And so now I'm just coding in Terminal with Claude Code or Codex, just for simplicity, because I don't want to deal with all of the simplified and kind of dumbed down, watered down agentic coding that I think the Cursor 3, at least the default settings are. I haven't gone in too much, which is kind of annoying because I had a couple new windows open where I was coding multiple projects at once, and then I did the Cursor 3 update because I was excited about it, and then I realized that I hated it. So I had a couple of the older windows that had not updated to Cursor 3 open, and I was continuing to code in those, and then I was playing around with the updated version, Cursor 3, and it's lighter, it's simpler, and it just feels like it's trying to be like too cool for school, but too simple. I don't know, it's kind of hard to explain, but I find it really limiting, at least for the default settings. So I don't know, I don't want to like spend time having to go in and edit the settings or the default windows. It's not really like that different, but if you're using Cursor 3, let me know. I think I gotta just go through and like readjust the settings a little bit, but it feels kind of like a step back and too limiting. So I just found myself after I updated with Cursor 3, I'm like, you know what, I'm just gonna start using Terminal again and code from there, because it feels just like easier, more straightforward, less delay, and you can't really, from Terminal you can't really see the files, which is cool with Cursor or like VS Code or whatever, but I don't really need to see those anyways because I can see the files on my desktop, and now I'm really acquainted with all my project folders anyways, because I've got like a default setup that I'm doing for all of my project anyways, so it's all very similar, so I don't really need to see it like I used to, all the different files in the file structure like I used to see it. But anyways, yeah, I was using Cursor to start this desktop app. I updated to Cursor 3, which I kind of regret, and then now I'm just in Terminal working on a desktop app, which was originally a web app, and then I'm using Electron and Caffeinate and all these other cool things that I hadn't really worked with before to build a desktop app. And you can inspect console, look for errors, and it just works just as easily, if not faster. So ironically, I feel like some of these updates with AI and just, I don't know, it feels like sometimes we're at the tail end of a hype bubble, and it's like over AI, so people are getting a little disillusioned with some of the AI and the updates and stuff. And so I kind of found myself with the Cursor thing. I'm like, this is like an update I don't really love, which is weird. So kind of going back, maybe it's just like habit or something, but that's how I'm starting to feel with a lot of the AI tools. And then just in general, I feel like Claude Code and OpenAI's Codex, I don't know, the quality hasn't been there. It feels like, especially with Claude Code, it's been really kind of aggravating to work with. So I don't know, there's been all these like issues with it lately, and they said there's like reports where it's gotten dumber, and then my OpenAI just went from, I think, like $10 or $20 to $100 a month. I'm happy to pay hundreds and hundreds of dollars for these LLMs, especially for Claude Code, if the quality stays up and continues to improve. And I'm happy to I've flipped from Claude back to ChatGPT, which I almost hadn't used in over a year, but I was getting really frustrated with the Claude quality. So I found myself going back to ChatGPT after a long time away, and I felt like the ChatGPT quality was better than I had remembered. And then the following day, ChatGPT got a big update. I think it was the 5.5 update. So I love that there's some competitors to keep each other honest, but overall I'm kind of disappointed with the quality of the updates. They're not blowing me away. And then some of the updates just seem kind of unnecessary and backwards, like this Cursor 3. So if you're a vibe coder or a web developer, everybody's using Agentic AI now. But let me know, am I just like not, is this new update not clicking, or do you kind of feel the same way? Like there's something a little awry, something a little miss with some of these updates lately, especially over the last month or two.